We have gathered here today people from all backgrounds to stand up in solidarity, not for weeks, not for months. We are talking not about years, but we are talking about decades. But unfortunately what we are witnessing, what we are seeing, going on already over a month, this is sad, this is bad, and this is a tragedy. This is a tragedy for the people in Palestine, and this should be considered a tragedy to humanity. We have to stand up and we have to condemn what is taking place. We are pleading with Canada, with the United States, with world leaders, that we have to stand up, we have to understand that this is criminal, this occupation is wrong. And as Jewish people, I stand up here, and many Jewish communities, Jewish people are standing up in dozens of cities, in Canada, in the United States, in England, in Europe, and in occupied Palestine. They are standing up and saying that this is not supported by all Jews. These crimes taking place in Palestine, committed by the State of Israel, is not the voice of world Jewry. And certainly this is not condoned by Jewish religion. Unfortunately, people of Jewish descent has stood up for decades ago and created this political movement, which is not Judaism, which is not a religious concept. This is a transformation from Judaism from a religion into a political movement, and does not represent Judaism as a religion. Thank you. And we have to make very clear what we are experiencing today. This sad conflict. This is not a conflict that was existing ever since we exist. This is a new conflict which is approximately less than 100 years old. Jews lived with Muslims in Palestine in a beautiful peace. Why was this destroyed? How come that this conflict began? When did this begin? This began in the beginning of like less than 100 years ago, when this political movement came about. This politics destroyed our people. We as people did live in peace. We can live in peace. And inshallah we will live in peace. We should pray. And I urge all of you, all of us, to pray for the speedy and peaceful dismantlement of this political movement. We hope this should be peaceful, with no more suffering of anyone. When this political movement will stop, this will certainly be the favor for the Palestinian people, but this will be the security for all peoples involved. We don't need this State of Israel to protect Jewish people, and we don't need a State of Israel to endanger many people, including Jews. Let me tell you very shortly this sad story that happened last week, Monday. An anti-Zionist Jew in Jerusalem was sadly killed by an Arab that didn't understand exactly who this individual was. And we point our finger to political Zionism, to the State of Israel, for causing this hate. And unfortunately we see death and destruction on all sides, of all peoples. Why? We don't need this. We need peace. We need understanding. We need our past history to repeat again. We need our coexistence to be again today. Inshallah, God help, very soon this political movement will stop, and we, peoples, as peoples, will live together in peace and harmony very soon. Thank you very much.
About what's actually happening there. So I want to ask him, and I want to ask in behalf of everybody, because is it okay to hate Jews for whatever is happening in Palestine right now?
Well, unfortunately, hate is being entered into the mind of people to Jews because of what is happening, supposedly, by the Jewish people. But we have to understand that this is not the Jewish people. This is a gang, a group of political people who do not represent all Jews. When people understand that this is not the voice of the Jewish people, then certainly they will only hate those people committing the crimes and not all people who happen to be against it.
Absolutely. Another thing I'm wondering here, that Jews and Muslims and Christians been living for so many years, 100 years after years, in the same place. What just happened? Like 50 years ago, 60 years ago, now we are ready to kill each other. We hate each other. What is actually going on? Like, why are we hating each other?
Unfortunately, about 80 to 90, maybe 100 years ago, a group of political people came up from Europe. They didn't follow Jewish religion. Since they dropped Jewish religion, they dropped their morals, the human morals, and they came up to Palestine to oppress, to occupy the place. And at that point, people in Jerusalem, people in Hebron, people throughout Palestine felt that this is going to harm them, this is going to destroy them. At that point, sadly, unfortunately, this hate really began.
So guys, as we all know here, that it's about the moral values which are being dropped right now. And that's what Rabbi is here telling us. Let's not hate each other based on the religion, race. Let's find out what is the reason. Let's see who's actually doing it. And that's why we have here to show us the solidarity, that we stand together. Canada stands together. We are all here together. Thank you guys.